you're thinking of starting an IGPA and you're not already a successful business owner, then you're a fool. Oh, I'm serious. You're being fooled into thinking this is a good opportunity by people that fundamentally do not have your best interests at heart. And I say that as a multi-seven-figure agency owner and a multi-seven-figure info product business owner. So I am both the perfect customer for an IGPA and the perfect service provider. So I know what I'm talking about. Now, IGPA, or an info product growth agency, is nothing more than an overhyped shiny object. It's a business model that's already been around for years and years. I've been working with info product agencies for years in my business to help us with various aspects of scaling the company. But it has only now come to light in the form of IGPA, which is simply a shiny wrapping put on an existing business model invented for the cause of selling info products and courses to people that are desperate to make money online, but it's fundamentally not a good opportunity for those individuals. And I'm going to talk about why today. I feel compelled to record this video. It's unplanned, hence it's raw. I'm just pacing around my apartment. To be honest, I didn't even know about this until about a week ago when we were on a live Q&A call, a coaching call with some of our agency owner students. And someone said to me, Jordan, I'm thinking of pivoting to this IGPA model. And they told me exactly what it is they wanted to do. They wanted to work with education business owners and they wanted to help them scale their companies. And I couldn't help myself but laugh. Now, for years, I have coached agency owners and to help them start, build, and scale their businesses. Solo service agency owners providing generally lead generation services and paid ads to local lead generation businesses and in many cases e-commerce later down the line. But I have never recommended that agency owners work with info product business owners because they are one of the hardest businesses that you could ever work with. In fact, I stipulate in absolutely all of my training, do not get roped into working with info product businesses because there are way too many variables when it comes to actually scaling them successfully. And I can say that again as someone that owns a multi-seven-figure info product business. I've made millions with info products for years now. You have to worry about your ads. You have to worry about your product. You have to worry about your email marketing, about your coaching, your service delivery, your VSL. There are so many variables when it comes to building a successful info product business. Yet all of a sudden, a group of 16, 17-year-olds watching YouTube videos from someone selling them a dream seem to believe that they can start a company and make millions and teach people how to do this stuff effectively. Now, I have invested hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years on educating myself to get myself to the position to be able to earn multi-seven figures in info products. So let me ask you a question. What makes you think you can start this company and provide real value to business owners in something that you have never done before, that is multifaceted and has multiple variables that could go wrong? This is so different to going out there and starting a lead generation agency where you reach out to local businesses and you offer a simple Facebook ad service. All you need to learn is Facebook ads for that individual business. And believe me, Facebook ads for local lead gen are a completely different ballgame to info products. In fact, info product ads are maybe 10% of the success is the actual ad itself. The other 90% is the product. It is the offer. It is the brand that is behind it. It is the clout that the owner of the brand has as well. It is the market. All of these variables that we don't have to consider when we're starting a local lead generation agency. So if you have not yet built a single service agency successfully, you have no chance building an IGPA. Let me just lay this out for you. Imagine you are, because there's two real ideal customers for an info product agency. Number one, you could reach out to existing business owners that don't already have an education product. Okay, and you can reach out to them on the basis of creating a course for them. Hey, I'm going to create this education product and you can make X, Y, Z just like this guy did. All right, you'll be leveraging other people's case studies when you're first starting out. And that's fine. We do that in many businesses. But you reach out to that business owner and for whatever reason, or somehow you manage to convince them to work with you on building a course for their business. Maybe they're a doctor and they want to educate people on how to create practices just like theirs. They're a dentist and they want to teach people how to make dental practices. So you reach out to these dentists and they say, yeah, I'm going to work with you. How long is it going to take for us to create this course? Well, It can take anything from 2 to 6 months for us to launch the product, and then we need to create a VSL, which will take a couple of weeks, and then we need to launch your ads, and that's going to take you probably about 6 to 12 hours to record your first course of ads, but they might not work initially because we're going to have to test about 5 different iterations of creative, and then we need to launch your emails. We're probably going to have to send 5 emails on the first week that people sign up, and then we're probably going to need about 30 emails total, so we're looking at about 6 months work all in. How does that sound, Doc? Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fucking work. I'm not sure about that. Okay, and I'm understating this right now. It takes years to build a successful info product. It takes months upon months to launch a course. Months. It can take days just to create one good lesson. Okay? And you might say to me, Jordan, well, I've got this course and it teaches me how I can create a course in like 2 weeks using AI. Awesome. How do you think the quality of that program is going to be? So how do we look in this marketplace if we're putting out low-quality educational products to people flooding an unregulated industry with low-quality products for our own personal gain to make a little quick bit of cash for a business that's probably going to fail? The majority of courses out there do not succeed because people naively jump into the business model presuming it is going to be easy. They look at people like me, they look at people like Imam Gadji, they see the money that people make, and they think, oh, that must be so easy. All they did was record a couple of videos on their knowledge. They're seeing the tip of the iceberg and not everything else that comes underneath it. So, okay, that's scenario number 1. You're reaching out to a local business owner, someone who hasn't even started an education business. Scenario number 2, you're going to reach out to and start working with existing info product businesses, right? How's that going to go for you? So you reach out to me, and bear in mind, I get 20, 30 companies reach out to me every single day trying to offer services to increase my info product revenue. Email marketing services, VSLs, ad services, offer consulting, the list goes on. And these are all different services that you could offer as an IGPA agency owner. But why would I work with somebody that does not have incredible case studies? And even more so, why would I not just do it all myself? Why do I need to pay someone to create a VSL when I have spent years learning these things myself? People who are high up in info products, who are already making money in the online course industry, buy other programs to educate themselves. They know that to increase their profits and to maintain a high profit margin, because they're not the highest of profit margin businesses, once you've got closers that you're paying in excess 10%, 15% commission every single month, when you've got your entire fulfillment team, when you have coaches, they're not high profit margin businesses. And so we always are trying to retain that profit. So if we can, we want to fulfill these things in-house. We are certainly not going to pay someone with 1 or 2 case studies from a couple of info product owners that you've never heard before. So what I'm saying, guys, and I'm just going to stay still at this stage, is this business model does not apply to beginners. It floods the market with low quality products if you do sign up a client. And at worst, it has people on this wild goose chase thinking that they're going to make money. And if you're a beginner right now, jumping into this from some shiny object, from some guru that you've seen online that is showing you how much money they made, just consider how long it took them to get in their position. Just consider how long it took them to understand the things they understand in order to run the business that they have. Do not be so naive to think that you can buy a program from them and they're going to offload their brain onto you and all of a sudden you're going to understand the ins and outs of growing an info product business. Because there are so many fundamental moving parts that you'll be overlooking right now. And my mission has always been to help people start successful businesses. And since I launched my education business, I have always put people off working with info product businesses unless they are incredibly experienced business owners already and they already understand these fundamental moving parts. And so, sure, you can dive into this if you've already built an SMMA, or you've already built a web agency, or you've already got an SEO agency. You understand how to deal with high-profile clients. You understand how to map out a variety of different services and spin a bunch of plates at the same time. But if you don't already have an agency that is profiting in excess of 10K a month, minimum, ideally 50K plus, if you haven't already built a normal solo service or kind of 2 to 3 service agency to that point, then you have no chance building an IGPA as a beginner. And my recommendation for you is, I don't care if you start SMMA, I don't care if you start a web agency, I don't care if you start SEO, I just care that you do something that's not going to waste your time and you're actually going to be able to be successful. I don't care that you buy my products, I don't care if you watch any of my videos ever again. What I care about is you jump into something that fundamentally makes sense to you as a beginner, because I have your best interest at heart. So if you're looking to get into business and you want to start a service-based business, start off with one singular service to a large marketplace and get really good at that one singular service. Whether that's ads, whether that's appointment setting, whether that's closing, whether that's UGC, whatever that service is, I don't care. You think about that in your own time. Think about what you're passionate about starting. But stick with one thing and do that one thing very, very well. If you're starting an IGPA, you cannot do one thing. You have to do VSLs, you have to do email. If you're going to have the baseline of helping someone create a course, you have to consult them on that course, and you need to know how to create a good course. Not even people that have created one program know how to create a good course. You have to create multiple iterations of programs over years to understand what good education actually is. You have to invest tens of thousands to understand that. You can't take one course and think you understand how to create a good program. Absolutely not. So you need to dive into, okay, I'm educating someone on how to build a course. I then need to have a good platform that I'm going to host this course on. I need to understand video hosting, and I need to understand video quality and sound and good scripting. You then need to understand how to market. You need to understand how to run ads. You need to understand how to create a VSL. You need to understand how to do email marketing. You need to understand how to do SMS flows. You need to understand CRM management. You need to understand setting and closing. Skills that people spend years gaining. And as a beginner, you have zero chance on being able to fulfill at the standard that you need to be able to fulfill for people to actually make money in their info products when you sign them up. So, food for thought. Drop a comment, I'll answer your questions. I am both the ideal customer and the ideal service provider. This is one of the most foolish things that I've seen jump into the industry in the past 5 years. It's even more foolish than the SaaS model, and I've already shared my thoughts on that. This is not a beginner-friendly business model at all. I want you all to succeed. Do the right thing. Don't be a fool. I'll speak to you all soon. Cheers.